Aaliyah. Now that you have played your first ranked opponent of your collegiate career, you're 6 games in, how much more comfortable and how just much better do you feel out there now versus when you started? And what are you feeling too going into next week's game? I know you just finished this one, but when you have another big top 10 opponent where they're going to be looking for you too as well if you look ahead a little bit.
Yeah, it feels good to start to play some ranked teams just because you can get that different type of competition that we've been getting in our conference plays. So it's good, it's exciting, but at the same time, you have to be more disciplined, the different stuff we do on the court, and also making sure that as a team we can start flowing because there's only so much time, like leeway we can have with these games before preparing for the tournament. So we're trying to use these games as a kind of like a indicator of how we are and where we are right now.
Did you sense that DePaul was, they were, obviously they're a ranked team. Did you sense that there was that much harder, or that they were just, significantly better than the teams you'd played up to now?
Yeah, they were definitely better than the teams we played. Definitely a lot competitive, going in for a lot of rebounds. Defensively, we had to really lock down on certain players and make sure that they don't get as much shots as they usually average, about like 88 points. So we did well defensively. Offensively at the start, we were a bit slow, but I feel like we picked it up in different spurts of the games.
Dan Connolly.
Hey, Aaliyah, I was just wondering how you're feeling after missing the last game. Gino said you rolled your ankle in practice, so how'd you feel getting back out on the court and playing?
It definitely feels great. I would rather be on the court playing than watching from the sidelines, but definitely coming back from an injury, just got to be cautious. But I felt fine out there. I didn't feel any different how I usually play. It's a big game, so my mindset was just focus on the opponent and what we got to do to be successful.
Gabby, you want to go ahead?
Since you put me on the spot thinking I had a question, I thought I'd think of a question. So, Aaliyah, more than once, Coach Gino, he said that you bring something to this team that nobody else has right now. How do you handle that, knowing that your size brings something that the rest of your teammates can't bring? Is that an added pressure? Is it added confidence because you know what you bring? Where does that land for you?
I really just take that positive criticism as like kind of like a motivator and just a boost, just to know that every day, whether that's practice or in a game, without that, it can't get the team rolling, can't put the team in a good momentum for us to be successful. So just knowing that I have to bring that, there is a bit of pressure that comes with it, but I can handle it, and something that will make myself successful individually and then the team successful as well. So just honored by that comment.
Can I just follow that up real quick with just what is that, like you said, you're honored about it. What does that mean to you to be able to bring something to the UConn Huskies that nobody else can bring?
It's definitely a great feeling just because, we have great playmakers and just great skillful athletes on this team, and just to know that I bring a big part of that to the team. So it's great. As I said, it was honoring, just making sure that I be more consistent in bringing that so that, as I said, we can be successful.
Thanks.
Charlotte, you want to go ahead?
Sure, thanks. Hey, Leah, Coach talked about like the adjustments made at halftime, and I was curious what you saw from that, especially because a lot of them related to Liv being double teamed, and just kind of you guys both had a great third quarter.
Yeah, most of the adjustments that we made was just slowing down and making the right reads. I felt like we were kind of rushing things a bit. Especially we had a lot of opportunities on like slip screens or even hitting the weak side for our open shooters. So the emphasis was really to slow down on offense, be more patient, and also defensively make sure that we're locking down more so that we can get the momentum that we need in our transition game, because that's what we thrive off of. So those are really the points of emphasis going into the second half.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Aaliyah?
Yeah, this is Jim Clark from Women's Hoops World. We talked about you bringing something that nobody else has. What's your concept of what that is?
For me, I think I just bring that energy and that competitive grit to the team that I think we need and will continue to flourish off of because, as I said, we're a great transition team, getting the offensive boards and breaking out from that. Defensive stops and steals. Also just being aggressive on the boards and underneath. But I do also want to add to my game, be more consistent 15-footer, 17-footer. So just adding that to my game. But I think just that competitive, especially going into this week's going to be busy going up against Baylor soon. They're a very aggressive team. So kind of reciprocating that same energy and making sure that we're the better team that comes on top.